Liberty TV.
Fellow Ugandans, the Uganda Communication Commission would like to address you.
Me? I was raised to share. Mama would call the neighbors Jango Tulie, even when the saucepan had just enough for us. She'd say, food tastes better when the table is full. My father, that one had a big heart. He'd lend out his pickup to everyone. Weddings, burials, you name it. He used to say, if it helps one person move, then it has done its job. We learnt earlier on, happiness doubles when you share it. So now, when I share my data, my laughter, my love, I'm just continuing what I was taught. Because me, I was raised to share. Dial *100*2*6# to share your data, voice, and SMS bundle with up to 4 friends on Tugabane. Airtel is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Toddler murder case. Balam calls for unity in education sector. Stakeholders reject Sovereign Bill 2026. Omsing urges Kasese TikTokers to promote culture. Immigration arrests suspected illegal immigrants. Good evening, dear viewers of Liberty Online TV. My name is Wambali Zili. It is 21 minutes past 8 p.m. Let me take a short breath as we come in for news in full. Rwenzururu Kingdom has called on TikTokers in Kasese to use social media to promote culture and unity, while warning against misuse of online platforms and harmful content. Let's go for
members of TikTok. TikTokers more
The Omsinga of Rwenzururu has called upon TikTok content creators in Kasese district to use their platforms responsibly in a way that benefits the community.
The government of the Republic of Uganda irikiriria the TikTok yavina mulolo mumeso and then sikasi amabingira mu bio politics. Ichanga natabura of heads of states. Nyeko kunambi bitulira abo bakakola kubya UTC bakatinga line yayi toni abulaho batakikale kana simande of heads of states bero mutsema Oropa mika umer ichi kava ichi kalavako kiwene si kiwene ibalanga ndepa lo mumeso so nena irilwa onasipelangirirayo up to now I'm fan of TikTok and the December nelangirin anguliyeluwa.
His Majesty Omsinga Charles Wizembere made the call while engaging with social media influencers from Kasese who visited the Royal Palace to discuss culture and youth involvement. The Omsinga emphasized that social media has become a powerful tool in today's world, especially among the youth, and it can be used to share information, promote culture, and support development.
Bas, ne mtu ala yangu dene esi bengisha isi kono mubi mubi abajungu. Ajungu palange wanalange munekeri nobu ndakakangererese habse mama kulisi benona beno nakeno life yoike andandeke yikibi mtu nango. Kuzaka ngana yo busumbe mkutorere enda mtu nanga wodi. Kunyabole ngokwa nalebuwa here in our kingdom. Which we needed to market or to advertise. We are meaning much room. Area that of a tourist, Banga Nave, Bakasatu, to the which I know when my number in Elizabeth National Park, where I am by a story, Navi, Wakangania, Walangama, and Nandek. And I'm not an Kananga, Aka, Mentary. Nanga kiwi nyavreka kola kambe no kuchito Rwenzururu ilulaha no kuchitaka kwa hanu si level the kiruma for Margarita the highest peak yana maandaka kanganya no musitu ngokugende bikabi nerio ekyala Kenya kakola kabwate Rwenzururu because of the world nanga global warming. Next generation, si and si avalanguer, nereve me, nereve keng. Neto masango to nave wait. Muwa handichebu to nave. Pia nasa vika kungani wabandu kusivi ya kolomu na vitabu history, kusivi videos, kusivi ya tandakara kwa bandu. Rwenzururu ni mwanaveretika vya yiti. Kwetu Rwenzururu nyasi ya militingi vya cheti. Hapo sisi militingi forever. Because amaisani akatulane pale vangisi ni district. Ndiye sisi tuhera maezi. Finyi sisi mkalangireso. Mumusikarua. So ukalangira n'abantu banumukure kubimutu. Some more historia wikinono lembe Rwenzururu kwa nama history nape mtunango so nerine unatolera yangu lema kole mtunango that tunamwenda kesa sabe for the government how to develop Mount Rwenzururu na langirende government ikakola yo easy for tourists na tukiriba kichika easy ndi tukachimbo omobi wobye yihiyebi yana hitukira omwanya Germany ni kaluma bula bawo tukolono training ukalo mkuyi kono ngebe rimba manyimba uwa ne si restaurant ama store wako ule yebindu bebundu akende mbaloka yeri ile esi yule nende bikabi ni walanga mtu kama ati kwa ino Rwenzururu government ya mada tabu investor wa mtu namba na Rwenzururu tengana toka kanda ya kama excess weekend ngo ngona kumchogoje umwole n'abana be maso trade ni mini ziri very easy because of highest survive ma restaurant nye mbwai so ititweke yetu nicho mungu na kusema na mlengesha na ngendo hapo. It is true the tukaniranya no tukanire ku Rwenzururu flag na yomulo na rumumuliki munatimba mungara muke munde kumnyanya menana munachikola la bonse constituencies honors not only the Congolese level na muna nabinga nimukikani yako luwa Rwenzururu flag benga nimukangania na makuru wesha flag color ya sio simen. This is not just a decoration here langene the national flag nango kwina utama ashe kala sisi tekira gold represent Uganda na uhambo wa Uganda wende Uganda si ikala tawa it is correct. Correct. Let it alone people is rely. And they rely with their force. And they from a lie to go with police that is a force. You can go to law. America police a bender you obscene. And need to consult to me. Here you are Mulai and I call you and then talk with a call and so call you. And the motor call you need to talk with a call and so call you. And you should think about it also that institution you see, whether it is a government, a state, or a cultural institution, they can two flags, different flags. Constitutionally, no tati lange ngachangenaire kusi ya venda di iviri. No wasilangire kuti eire plain yena eire makati na yena. That is representing the one institution.
He encouraged TikTokers to focus on creating positive content that promotes unity, cultural values, and tourism within the Rwenzururu kingdom and Uganda as a whole. However, he also warned against the misuse of social media, notifying that some content online can mislead young people, spread false information, or promote negative behavior that can harm society. The king argued that TikTokers to always think about the impact of what they post and to act as responsible influencers who can guide and inspire others in the right direction. He further reminded them that they play an important role in shaping the image of their communities, especially in the digital space where many young people spend most of their time. The TikTokers welcomed the message and promised to use their platforms more responsibly, focusing on the content that promotes culture, peace, and development. Queen Agnes Itungu Asimawe also encouraged the youth to take up the responsibility of being true ambassadors of the kingdom potential, arguing them to present the Rwenzururu kingdom positively, both within their communities and on digital platforms.
Ngaba simisinga otabusubulero omulembera gwanalyo nga ateno wamenda opa internet ukatekamo omusinga birthday run nerukasangana echuwu kyosi ikwita batulangera. It's because of you. Masinja Kutsibu, thank you for marketing OBR worldwide. Thank you, God bless you. Even when we are not here with you, we felt we are so close with you and we really celebrated. In whatever situation we are going through, but we are so happy that Rwenzururu was warm and warm again. Mwasinja Gasimomisha Kulumukolo Tata, our Valere, our team, our TikTokers, Mishakulu Wasinja. We really saw you, Manganga Kulangira. I was trying to remember Nambanahai, so I remembered, so in a Kulangira TikTok, Gandhi Taki. Wasinja, you are really marketing us, but keep going. We pray in the name of Shakuloma Kolo, Navake Kolo, but to get a Shabakucho. Yes, Mama, the chairperson. Thank you, Ma'am. Usanande report. Ayoma Treya, Demibiliam Kapola, Iloyam Tsukire. Thank you, Mother, for the great leadership. Kalina kusimu when exact way you see, na remember wosi, usanane ribia munemukola emibili wene yekando mkakola ya haumu. Kande, eriminyerera hali oblit, nerumwa imati kambichoma, imalabi omlenge, nuko abantu twasa hauma, itwatsonerana, omabutuku, akabi obwita isiwa. Masinja Tsela.
He emphasized that young people have a key role in promoting the kingdom's culture, talents, tourism potential, and development opportunities, and should always use their influence to showcase the strengths and values of their people to the wider world. The engagement is part of ongoing efforts to bring young people closer to cultural leadership and encourage them to take part in preserving and promoting the traditions of Rwenzururu Kingdom. Liberty TV at 8.
The singer urged young people to embrace digital platforms responsibly, saying social media should be used to preserve culture, promote development, and protect the values of the community in Kasese and the wider Rwenzururu region. The High Court has adjourned the murder case involving the killing of toddlers at Gawa Early Childhood Development Center. The main suspect in the case, Christopher Okello Onyum, will now know his fate when the court delivers its final verdict on Thursday, April 30th. Our reporter has more.
The High Court handling the murder case involving the death of toddlers at Gawa Early Childhood Development Center has adjourned the hearing within the final judgment, now expected on Thursday, April 30th. The case is being heard by Justice Alice Komuhanji, who made the decision to adjourn court after both of the prosecution team and the defense lawyers completed presenting their final submissions.
From the accused himself, that he was distressed. He had started living on the street, though adult, but as a street kid. Whereas it came to this court that he had a rental house in Chanja. It calls for investigations, my lord, that if a person abandons his home and goes to the street, there must be a challenge.
The accused in the case, Christopher Okello Onyum, is the key suspect in the alleged murder of young children at an early childhood development center in Gawa, an incident that shocked many members of the public when it was the first reported. During the court session, the prosecution team maintained its position, presenting arguments and evidence that they say that connect the accused to the crime. They argue the court to carefully consider the facts presented and hold the accused responsible if found guilty.
So the evidence came in court that the accused person entered into various transactions, including a rental agreement, car rental, and he was also driving. My lord, PW 11 at page 131, my lord. He stated, a person with a mental challenge can transact, can drive, can even plan how to commit a crime.
The defense lawyers, however, strongly challenged the prosecution case. They argued that the evidence presented was not enough to prove guilty beyond reasonable doubt and asked the court to carefully evaluate all submissions before making a final decision. Both sides engaged in detailed legal arguments, presenting their final positions as the court moved closer to concluding the trial process. After listening to both prosecution and defense teams, Justice Alice Komuhanji announced that the matter was now ready for judgment. She then adjourned the court to allow time for final consideration for all submissions before delivering the verdict.
My lord, we also highlight the fact that the accused was arrested at the scene.
The court is expected to reconvene on Thursday, April 30th, when the judge will deliver the final ruling in this highly sensitive case. The case has attracted significant public attention due to the serious nature of the allegations involving the death of innocent children at Gava Day Development Center. Many members of the public, as well as stakeholders in the justice system, are closely following the proceedings and are now waiting for final decision from the court. As the country awaits for the verdict, the case continues to raise discussions about child safety, justice, and accountability in the society. Liberty TV at 8.
The court is expected to deliver its final ruling on Thursday, bringing a close to the hearing that has attracted wide public attention across the country. The State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Balaam Barugahara Atenyi, has called for unity among education stakeholders to improve academic standards and students' welfare in school across the country. He made the remarks while attending a stakeholders meeting at Old Kampala Secondary School in Kampala. Our reporter has more.
The State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Balaam Barugahale Atenyi, has called for renewed unity and collaboration among education stakeholders as a key to step toward improving academic standards and student welfare across Uganda. The minister made the remarks while attending a high-level stakeholders meeting held at Old Kampala Secondary School, one of the country's oldest and most respected educational institutions, known for its long-standing contribution to Uganda's academic history. The meeting brought together a wide range of stakeholders, including school administrators, members of the Alumni Association, parents, educational officials, and representatives from government, all focused on addressing the current challenges affecting the education sector. In his address, Barugahare emphasized that achieving academic excellence requires a collective effort, noting that no single stakeholder can transform the education system alone. He called for stronger partnership between schools and communities, urging parents that alumni to take a more active role in supporting school programs and monitoring students.
I was invited to speak to students and parents and all students of Old Kampala SS. They are facing a couple of challenges, so they wanted to hear from me with a business mind, but also with an idea. But also it is important that I attend some of these problems in the government. Government does not belong to only Mama Janet or the president solve such small problems. Some of these problems any minister can come in and guide.
The minister also stressed that the importance of creating a conducive learning environment, highlighting that both infrastructure and social support system must be strengthened to enable learners to perform their role at best.
So I've advised them, each person to stick to his role. I've given them the roles of a parent, the roles of all the student, the role of a board, and the role of school management. The most important thing, all those roles, what joins all of them is excellence, academic excellence of their institution and their learners. That is a role that joins all of them.
He pointed out that discipline, guidance, and access to basic scholastic materials remain critical factors in shaping students' success.
Meeting is an engagement of the stakeholders that we think at the end of it will show us the right path and harmonize the different stakeholders for the good of the school.
Our enrollment at Old Kampala Senior Secondary School has not grown much compared to other schools. We need to ask ourselves reasons why. Number two, the teaching and learning have been greatly affected in this environment.
Is there somebody who is bewitching Old Kampala? Where is the problem? Because all structures are working. And everybody, like the guest speaker has spoken.
He encouraged school leadership to prioritize staff welfare, continuous professional development, and students' well-being as part of the broader institutional growth. He further reaffirmed government continued to working closely with all stakeholders to ensure that schools across the country are better equipped to deliver quality education in the national development goals. Participants at the meeting welcomed the minister's message, expressing optimistic that strengthened collaboration will help to address the existing gaps and create a more effective, inclusive educational system. Liberty TV at 8.
The minister emphasized the need for cooperation between school leaders, parents, alumni, and government to improve learning environments and enhance both student and staff welfare for better education outcomes. Most stakeholders, including political parties and professional bodies, have rejected the Protection of Sovereignty Bill 2026, saying it is inconsistent with the Constitution of Uganda. The debate has attracted strong criticism from different groups across the country. Our reporter has more.
More stakeholders across the country, including political actors and civil society groups, have continued to express strong opposition to the proposed Protection of Sovereignty Bill 2026, raising concerns over its consistency with the Constitution of Uganda. Among those speaking out is People's Front for Freedom, which has openly criticized the proposed legislations, describing it as one that advances narrow and selfish interests rather than serving the broader needs of Ugandans. The party executive chairperson, Elias Walukago, has cautioned against what he described as the potential introduction of a bad law, warning that such legislations could undermine democratic principles and constitutional governance if passed in its current form.
We shall all be victims of these particular legislations, including the members of parliament if they legislate it in the current form.
Lukwago emphasized the importance of safeguarding the rule of law, urging lawmakers to carefully review the bill and ensure that any legal framework introduced aligns fully with constitutional provisions and the right of citizens.
We have not seen any clause here that speaks about domestic threats to the sovereignty of the people of Uganda. And there are so many, they are widespread.
The growing resistance is not limited to political parties. Other key stakeholders, including the Uganda Medical Association, as well as women leaders and civil society actors, have also voiced their concerns, highlighting possible negative implications of the bill on governance, rights, and public accountability. Critics argue that the proposed law could set a warning precedent if not properly scrutinized, calling for wider consultations and inclusive dialogue before any further steps are taken. As debate around the Protection of Sovereignty Bill 2026 continues to intensify, attention now turns to Parliament and lawmakers with address the concerns raised by various stakeholders in the country. Adding to the growing of criticism, the National Unity Platform has also weighed in the matter, speaking on behalf of the party. Its Secretary General Lewis Rubongoya expressed concern over the direction of the proposed law, emphasizing the needs of protection upholds the rights of citizens.
The said clauses grant the minister wide discretion to register, deregister, refuse, suspend, or revoke the operational certificates of anyone deemed to be an agent of a foreigner, with no meaningful procedural safeguards to restrain the existence of that power, the exercise of that power. This exposes opposition politicians, NGOs, investigative journalists, researchers, whistleblowers, and other real and perceived opponents of the minister and his appointing authority to political persecution.
Rubongoya stressed that any legislations passed by Parliament must reflect the will of the people and adhere critical of democratic principles, warning against provisions that could be prevising and limiting freedoms of awakening accountability. Liberty TV at 8.
The People's Front for Freedom has described the proposed law as serving selfish interests, while its executive chairperson, Elias Lukwago, has warned against what he calls a bad law. Other stakeholders, including the Uganda Medical Association and women leaders, have also opposed the legislation, calling for wider consultation before any further steps are taken. Let's go for a short commercial break as we come for more news.
Do you have a special event coming up? G Events Africa, we make your moments unforgettable. We do live streaming of functions, photography and videography, graphic designing. We have the best event MCs to keep your function lively. We do wedding shoots and capture every smile. And don't forget, we host the funniest comedy night in Kasese municipality, commonly known as the Lakunja. Find us in Kasese municipality, or for more information call on 0787 237987. G Events Africa, your event, our passion. Liberty TV. Your window to the world.
Are you looking for a better place to provide you with a good accommodation? Peace World Social Center. Peace World Social Center is the only place for you to have fun. Peace World Social Center is located in Kizungu Cell, Nyamwamba Division, Kasese Municipality. It offers services like accommodation for visitors, shows like football and music shows, free bathing, cold drinks in all types, good bedrooms for you to have rest, workshops and meeting arenas. Find Peace World Social Center in Kizungu Cell, Nyamwamba Division, Kasese Municipality.
Liberty TV. Your window to the world. Liberty TV.
Thank you again for tuning into this program where we're talking about the Computer Misuse Act in Uganda. In the previous episodes, we've been talking about issues pertaining to adults, hate speech, misuse of computers. But today, we want to focus on how does this law protect and preserve the rights of the children. The Computer Misuse Act introduced Section 23 to primarily focus on protection of children against unauthorized sharing of information about children. In 2022, Parliament amended the Computer Misuse Act and introduced this provision, Section 23, which is clearly focused on protecting and preserving the rights of children. It says, a person shall not send, share, or transmit any information about or that relates to a child through a computer unless the person obtains the consent of the parent or guardian of the child or another person having authority to make decisions on behalf of a child. Authorized by law is another angle that opens a category for people that the law allows to share information about children, because on matters regarding children, we are guided by a principle we call the child welfare principle. That in every situation where as an adult you are deciding how to treat or deal with a situation involving a child, you should be guided by what is best suited to improve the welfare, the circumstances, the well-being of that child. The law goes on to say that if you do not follow this process and you just on your own publish, share pictures or information about a child without getting the consent, you commit an offense. And guess what? The penalty is quite big. It says you can be convicted and be ordered to pay a fine 700.
The Directorate of Citizenship and Immigration Control under the Ministry of Internal Affairs has arrested more than 200 suspected illegal immigrants in a series of coordinated operations across the country. Our news reporter has more.
The Directorate of Citizenship and Immigration Control under the Ministry of Internal Affairs has arrested more than 200 suspected illegal immigrants in a nationwide operation.
Apprehended 62 Nigerian nationals in a Jumani district on the 27th April 2026. They are not part of this. They are in our facility in Namave, the 62 Nigerians. I want you to note that. The group was found operating illegally, specifically without valid work permits, while engaged in activities that included the operation of a church.
The arrests were made during two major operations during out on April 27th in Ajumani district and in the Bukoto and Intinda areas of Kampala. According to authorities, the operation was planned and guided by intelligence to help control illegal stay in the country and improve national security.
The officers detained 169 foreign nationals. These ones you are seeing in my background, residing in an apartment complex in Bukoto without valid immigration status. This group, which included 36 women, was operating from a highly restricted, self-contained apartment complex equipped with its own restaurant and internal facilities designed to restrict movement and ensure total focus on illicit operations. Of course, inside the building, we recovered a significant cache of computers of all types and IT equipment used to facilitate illegal gaming, betting, and organized scamming. We did not find them with passports, and on interrogation, they did inform us that the passports are with their bosses.
Officials say many of the people arrested did not have valid documents to show that they are allowed to stay or work in Uganda. Some of them also suspected to be involved in the illegal activities, although investigations are still ongoing to confirm this. Security teams moved to different locations early in the morning and late at night, where they found groups of foreign nationals living together. In some places, the houses were highly controlled in and out, which raised more suspicion among authorities.
In accordance with the country's laws, cases involving suspected trafficking or criminal activity will be referred to the appropriate law enforcement agencies for further investigation.
The Ministry of Internal Affairs is now urging the public to work closely with the security agencies as efforts intensify to curb illegal immigration and related crimes.
Because the landlord, ordinarily, if you are offering your building for rent, and you clearly see that these people are not Ugandan, they are not citizens, you are required to ask 1, 2, 3 questions, really. One, where are you coming from? Do you have a passport? And in that passport, do we have an immigration facility? Do we have a work permit? Do we have a visa? Not just rushing because the person has come with lots of money and he has given you money, then for you, you just offer your house. The house will become a...
Officials say all the suspects were now being seen and screened to understand their situation better. Those who were found to be innocent or victims will be helped and taken back to their home countries safely. However, some who are found to have broken the law may be taken to court before being deported. The Ministry of Internal Affairs says this operation is part of the bigger plan to fight illegal immigration and protect the country from crime linked to undocumented foreigners. Authorities are now warning landlords, business owners, and the public to always check documents of the foreign nationals they deal with. They are now encouraging everyone to follow the law and protect any suspicious activities to the relevant security agencies. The government has promised to continue with such operations in the different parts of the country to ensure safe and order. Liberty TV at 8.
The ministry has reiterated its commitment to enforcing immigration laws and urged all foreign nationals to comply with legal entry and stay requirements. We go for weather updates. Kasese, it is sunny intervals. The temperature is 29 degrees Celsius. Abundibujo, it is light rain. Temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. Mbarara, it is cloudy. That is temperature, it is 26 degrees Celsius. Lira, it is rain showers. It is 31 degrees Celsius. Kampala, it is partly cloudy. Temperature is 28 degrees Celsius. Fort Portal, it is light rain. Temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. Bushenyi, it is cloudy. It is 24 degrees Celsius. Gulu, rain is expected. Rain expected. Temperature, it is 30 degrees Celsius. Entebbe, it is mixed sun and rain. Temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. This marks the end of our news tonight. It is Liberty at 8. Thank you for watching Liberty Online TV. We love you very much. Keep it even tomorrow. Tune on Liberty Online TV.
Liberty TV. Liberty